At Imperial Tropicals. Today we're going to talk about our new water system, filtration system for the warehouse. It's been a long time coming. It's still not 100% up and going, but we're going to look at that. For you guys who've been watching for a long time, you'll know like any Friday we're doing a water change. I show a tank and I'm like, sorry guys, it's cloudy. Well, that's because we have so much particulates and iron and other things in our water. So we got a new filtration system to help out with that. So today we're going to briefly talk about that with one of our other supervisors here, Zach. So stay tuned for that. Just going to be a few minutes. In the meantime, let's look at this show tank. It's looking really good. This is our planted tank here, all South American fish. Hello Lynx, happy Friday. We do have CO2 going in on this tank now, and we've seen a big difference in the plant growth already. We were just talking about this tank today, and you guys see this cryptocorn right here. Hello Johnny. We weren't too sure when it popped up, and this one as well, but we noticed that the crypt threw some runners, and before they were all tucked back behind the rocks, and just recently they really shot up. So we're pretty excited about that. We do have the CO2 indicator over here, and we actually have not got it to turn green, which is where we want it. Yellow means too much CO2, blue means it's not in the range, yellow means or green means we're good to go with just the right amount that we want, and we have not got it there yet, but we've already seen a really big difference. So down here underneath the tank, we do have our CO2 system set up on the tank, and you'll see it's really bubbling. We're looking into potentially putting a inline diffuser, because right now we are just using a regular diffuser, and we are not getting the diffusion that we had hoped. So you can see these crypts are really starting to grow here. You got a nice zebra pleco. Hello Allison, happy Friday. The angels are looking good as always. And we did take the discus out. One of the discus started to look kind of skinny and it was getting bullied, so we took both of them out because they were a pretty good pair. So we just have them in a different tank currently, and we're just running them through a quarantine, try and help get them back up to health. Here's a couple more zebra plecos in here. Speaking of plecos, guys, after we talk about the water, we're going to talk about the Brazil shipment. We did put up fish today. I know a ton of people have already took the opportunity to start buying fish. A lot of them are plecos, so for the people who like them rare plecos, have softer water, or are willing to do what they need to get the soft water, definitely check out the website. So I do see, I believe we have a link in the comments as well that'll take you to the website. So let's go talk about our new filtration system. You guys have probably seen me walk by the giant towers. You can already see them poking through back here. So we're going to talk to Zach. He's another supervisor here. He knows mostly about the filtration system. So here you go. Here's Zach. So Zach, tell us a little bit about this filtration system. What is it doing for us, and why do we even have it?
So we use well water here at the farm, and the well water isn't always super clear water. We definitely have sediment in our well. We get iron and other heavy metals out of our well. And so this has been a pretty efficient system to filter the water. What we're doing is we're running the water basically through a centrifuge, then an iron removal system. After that, the water is running into this tank here, which is supposed to settle anything else out that may be in the water column. There's a standpipe in here, so this way anything settles out and the good clean water goes to the top. This is our main storage tank. They're both 1,500 gallons. And from our main storage tank, it goes out through this pump, and we choose what rack or tank we want to send it to.
So basically what we're doing is essentially what you said, is we're trying to get out sediments and more specifically iron.
Yes.
And what's happening is in this tub here, the second, or that's actually the first tub. This tub is currently not being used. So in this first tub here, what we're doing is letting the things that make it past the centrifuge settle out by not by settling on the bottom of the tank, and then the good water goes over the standpipe.
Yep.
And into this first tub.
And then periodically, depending on how much sediment we seem to find, which we're not sure yet, then we go ahead and flush the tank and get everything out. And from there, like we were saying, it's an automated system to where we can click a button and send water to a rack.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about that automation. This looks like pretty high tech, especially for a fish room or a fish farm. So
It's a pretty cool system. It's complicated and simple all at the same time. Right now, we're still in the process of doing some of the programming, so a little bit less automated than we'd like right now. But for example, we can go right here to zone 1. We turn the pump to hand, and now we're pumping fresh, clean water to our first zone of racks.
that's pretty nice. So this basically allows us to do water changes on a timed system, kind of like how you would maybe water your grass at home, right?
Yeah, pretty similar. Actually, a system we used to actually use a Rainbird system to do this. So it's just like watering your grass in a way.
So this allows us to do more water changes even if we're not here. So if something were to happen, or maybe even over the weekends, and we know we have a lot of fish, that we can just run more water to that rack and help keep the water clean.
More water changes, less work, like everyone wants in their tank.
That's what we like to hear, guys. Less work, more water changes. So I'm gonna flip you back around to Zach because we're not done with him yet. So Zach, with this water change system, how big are these tubs? And this is gonna catch you off guard. How much water do you think we're going through in just, we'll say a day?
I actually have the answer to that. So these are 1,500 gallon tubs. We have about 16 gallons per minute refilling the tubs, and we have about 22 gallons a minute to 20 gallons a minute leaving the tubs. So there is a point in which the pump will have to auto shut off to protect the pump so we're not running dry, but we can run for hours while it's refilling, and we're only really losing 4 to 6 gallons a minute, which when you're looking at 1,500 gallons, we can get away with that for a little while. So there's a very good chance that we're going through 6,000 gallons a day. Would not be hard to do.
Yeah, so that's a lot of water, and that's only on a small portion of the farm. We have the whole other side of the farm with the greenhouses that get fresh water 24 hours a day. So you guys can just imagine how much water we go through. So Zach, I got a comment in here for you. Somebody says, Miguel says, you can tell that Zach loves his job.
I do love my job. It's the best job I've ever had. I get to play with equipment and fish all day, and there's great people here.
That goes for basically everybody that works here, guys. We love it here. We're like a small family. We're a growing family, actually. As you can see, we're getting more and more water, more and more tanks, which means more and more people. So just keep staying tuned, and we're going to keep growing, guys. So Zach, what else does this do for us? Does it do anything? Does it help with temperature? Does it help with potential issues that we have with oxygen or CO2 in our water?
So water coming out of the ground, unless there's some sort of air infiltration to the well or the aquifer at that point, there's very little to no oxygen coming from the ground in the water. So in these tubs, we're able to, through flow and also through aeration, be able to raise the oxygen level and drop our CO2 levels, making it a little easier on the fish than raw well water. Also what this system is going to do is it's going to allow us to feed our RO system cleaner, more consistent water, So this way we're not going to change out our membranes as often. And if any of you guys use RO at home, you know that changing out membranes can be a little difficult at times, especially when our membranes are 3 feet tall.
Yeah, so let's go look at those. So this is really going to help make the life of our membranes on our CO2 system. These big tubes right here. This is where the RO filtration is. So that's going to be another benefit for us here. So that's really just like a win all the way around. So let's get another look, guys. Zach, you stay there for a minute, just so we can see the size of these tubs. Zach, do you know how tall these tubs are?
Tall.
Yeah.
I'd have to guess they're about 10 feet, 10 or 11 feet.
Yeah, I'd say they're at least 10 feet tall, and I believe you said 1,500 gallons. So
1,500 gallons to the top.
yeah, so Zach, appreciate your time. Thank you. If anybody has any questions, Zach will still be around throughout the live stream. So we'll come back if you have any other questions about water, what we do here for the water. If I can't answer it, this man definitely can. He's the one who built most of these racks, most of our water change systems. So
I had a lot of help.
yeah, yeah. But so if you guys have any idea, any questions, let us know. We'll try to answer them. Dave, I am not sure about how much one of these costs, and I'm not sure we would be willing to give that information out. So we're gonna go look at some of those Brazil fish that are going on the website today, guys. So let's go check them out. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Matt.
So, one of my favorite fish that are going up today are going to be these leopard frog plecos. I believe these are on the website. And love these guys. They're smaller species. They don't get too big. They just overall just a really cool pleco. You can see they have many different kind of patterns. Each fish is its own individual. I love kind of how stubby they are. Susan says, signed up for notifications, didn't get. Susan, that is weird. Maybe was it a different variant, like size variant or something? You'll only get a notification on the exact variant that you signed up for, so just keep that in mind. So if you sign up for notifications underneath a 1 to 2 inch fish, but we put them up as 2 to 3 inches, unfortunately you won't get that email notification. It's not a perfect system, but it does kind of help. So I'm glad you checked as well, Susan. Here are the L14s. Let's see if we can get this guy. These are the Goldie plecos. Let's see what else we have. It's looking good that I know is going to be up on the website. I'm not sure if these guys are up yet, but these are one of my favorites, just because of how green they are. These are the Magnum plecos. I find these guys, I really like their green. They get more green than like a green phantom, and they got that nice yellow on the fins. Here's some gold nugget plecos. And we have some more down here. Allison, that's a great question. Let me find those really quick. So Allison wants to see some of the Uruguay bushy nose. I do believe we have some larger ones in right now. There's some of our extra males from breeding, so I believe they're right down here. So as I'm looking for them, I'll talk about them a little bit. They are, and if Carly, if you're on, no, I don't believe she is, but if somebody else is on, if they could find the tank for Uruguay Plecos and let me know, that'd be good. But with the Uruguay Plecos, they're not much different than your typical like chocolate bushy nose or a black bushy nose. They're a wild type, and they're basically, they look very similar to like a chocolate bushy nose. So I'm gonna find them. I know, unless they sold, there's 3 or 4 really big males in a tank in here. Johnny, no, I am just an employee here. The owner of the company currently, his name is Mike Trotty. His father and mom started the company. So here's a couple of the big male Uruguay bushy nose. These were, you can see he's got a giant string of poop coming out. Here's another male here, and another one back there. So these are just some of our extra males that we had for breeding. There's one more back there. These guys are actually really big. They're probably about 4 inches right now. So just for example, here's the whole tank. It's a 40-gallon breeder, just so you can see how large they are. And I really like these guys. Sometimes they get some nice kind of like orange in their body. So sometimes right above their head, in between their eyes, they'll get kind of like an orangish, reddish patch right there. It's pretty cool. And the original ones were wild caught from Uruguay, and we've been breeding them here for maybe this line for about 10 years. So yeah, these guys are really nice. I like them a lot. And no problem, Allison. Good morning, Los Angeles. So if you guys want to see any more specific fish, let me know. If not, for now, I'm gonna go back to the Uruguay fish. I'm sorry, the Brazil fish. The discus are starting to look really good. They're perking up. All right, so we did get a request for the gold nuggets that I may have missed. I did show them a second ago, but we'll go back to show them again just in case you missed. So these are the L18s of the gold nugget plecos. They're about 2.5 inches. And let's zoom in on some of these for you guys. These guys are a classic in the hobby. I love them. So we already showed the Goldie plecos as well, guys. So if somebody did request that, I showed them. But there is a large one. There is a tank of bigger ones that I will show. Here's another personal favorite of mine. These are the L398s, or the tank tigers. Looking good. I like these guys. They're a little bit more of a stocky type pleco. These guys don't get too big as either, but they're more kind of beefy, stocky. Let's go look at the larger goldies. So the color on the larger ones is really nice. Just a really cool pleco. If you want some color in your tank, really interesting fish to put in there. Cool pattern, good color. And look at that guy, he's just so cool. Now the color is a little washed out on my phone as usual, so these guys are actually a little bit more like vibrant. There's the yellow in the tail, or in the top fin right there, is more yellow. You can see a little bit better on this one, the color, but he's sitting at a weird angle. So these fish are looking really good, guys. If you like plecos, now is your time to make the move. These are also the Goldie plecos. Holly, the wide pleco, they might be sick. We'll go look at them real quick. They might be under quarantine still. But that is going to be the chubby pleco. They get really, really wide. So we have 2 tanks of them right here. Unsure if they're up and available yet. Let's see here. These are the chubby plecos. There are not too sure what makes the color of these change, but they can be yellow, and they can be the color that they currently are. Here's another tank of them. They're a little stressed right now because we did just turn the lights on, so keep that in mind as well. Yep, here's the chubbies, fish baby daddy. Yeah, Medusas also get wide. I know for a fact that Medusas are still under quarantine, so I'm not going to try and stress them out by putting the camera on their tank. And then here is a really cool one. These are a little bit of a larger species. These are the L137s, or the blue-eyed redfin plecos. I like these guys a lot. If I had the space, if I had a larger tank, like a 125, I would definitely get these guys. They have such cool eyes. Got that nice blue, it's like a light blue on the red body. So, and he's just posing for you guys right there. Really cool fish. So, I'm assuming these guys are going to be rock solid. They are a hypostomus type. So, here is their full name. I just assume these guys are going to be bulletproof. They're probably going to be very forgiving in water parameters. Right now they are wild caught and they are in soft water, so keep that in mind. That's what we would recommend. And if you have different water parameters and you had to have one of these wild type plecos, this would be the one I would try to slowly acclimate to your water. RC Savage, I don't think we got any in this order. Let me check. I don't currently see any, but just wanted to mention, guys, that these are going really fast. We put them up today and they're already starting to sell. So I know a lot of people like to wait and try to order a bunch of fish at once, so if that's you, now is your chance, because we have right now the inventory should be relatively good with the soft water fish. Let's see, what else do we have? These whiptails are pretty cool. Turia whiptails. These are also from Brazil. They have really nice long trailers. And here is the name if anybody's interested in finding those on the website. Allison, our pleco breeding kind of fell short this summer. I think the heat got to them, so we have been relatively low on the bushy nose. So I'm not too sure if there's not on the website. I'm not too sure on when we'll have more available, but that is something we've been working on. the chocolate longfin, the albino longfin, the green dragon longfins, all different types that we have been trying to source and breed ourselves as well. Here are the ornate brokies. These guys are really nice. So here is the name. Previously known as the ornate Cory or Corydoris ornatus, but now they are Brokies ornatus. So, how are you guys liking this time on the live stream? I see a lot of the people who are normally on still on. Today we were running some errands. I wasn't on the farm, so I had to go pick up some supplies. So I wasn't here at noon. So we said, hey, we'll just do it a little later today. But I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts about trying different times. I know over here on the East Coast, it really it's early for you guys on the West Coast when I do it at noon, and a lot of people are at work. So I want to show you something different. We have Amano shrimp in stock. If anybody has a planted tank and they're having algae issues, these are the shrimp to go to. They're just always cleaning. In fact, what we do here is because they're escape artists, we have to keep them in this tank with the lid. But our plants, we don't get to keep them in our planted tanks because we don't have lids due to light penetration. We don't want to block the light. So what we do is, before we ship out orders, if we see any sort of algae or anything on the plants, what we'll do is we'll take them, we'll put them in our Amano shrimp tanks, and they clean it up really quickly. I'm talking within 20 minutes, that plant is spotless. So obviously we have a lot more than what you would keep in your aquarium, but they're just always working. They're always going to be picking at algae and any other kind of detritus, and just keep your tank clean overall. So guys, I'm just kind of walking through, seeing if I could find anything that's standing out. I don't know if this fish has been bought yet. We got this big old female dovi that, if she's not already up as what you see, what you get, she will be soon. I was a little bit more in tune with inventory in the past, guys, but just recently we kind of all shifted a little bit on the farm to do different things, so I might be misquoting on some of these fish. I know this fish is already sold, and I believe it's for Ahmad. He's still looking great. Here we go. This is nice. Down here we have a nice, I believe it's a trio. They're not sexed, but a big group of 3 large featherfin catfish, or Synodontis eupterus. These guys are awesome with their giant fins. You can see where they get their common name from, the feather fins. These would do great in your African tanks. Over here we have a second group of them. Yeah, these guys are really nice. Right now is a good time to be a customer and looking to buy catfish / plecos in general. So really check out the inventory on the website. And if you're looking for something specific and you can't find it, but you thought you saw it on the live stream, guys, go ahead and shoot an email and just say, hey, are these available? And we'll shoot you a link if they are. So guys, that's going to be it for today. I really appreciate you guys joining. Hopefully you guys like those new Brazil fish. Hopefully you like to hear from Zach and the water system that we got going on. Still not 100% complete, but it is working. We have been using it, and we have seen a difference in the clarity of our water and just how the fish react to water changes. And I'm going to leave you on this note of these fish really quick. So here are some of our super red Eurekas. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Hopefully you liked that we started a little later. Leave the comments and let us know. But we'll catch you guys next week. Later.